So next we have the competition analysis. So this analysis is based on not really price, but it's mainly based on customer service and quality that the airline companies are offering. So the bottom of the graph is the geographic coverage. So you have going from on the left side from the United States all the way to worldwide. So right now, about the two main United States ones are Alaska Airlines and Southwest. Southwest is being the biggest, and then next you have that's pretty on the high end because they have great customer service. In the middle, that kind of ranges from both. Those are more probably your intercontinental flights. Are JetBlue, and then you'll also have American Airlines. Those are one of the lowest rated airline companies because of their customer service. They have terrible customer service. And then you have Delta and United. Those are the two largest airline companies in the world. They bounce back and forth between who is number one and who is the number two. Delta has higher customer service rating than United does, so that's why they are higher. But they offer about the same amount of coverage worldwide between the two companies. The key successful factors. So there are 7 key successful factors. Economies of scale. The airline industry has a constant return of scales. They're really not a neutral monopoly. They're an oligopoly. And then, how to determine the economies of scale in the airline industry is the Taylor series expansion. So the Taylor series expansion is just the decentralized logistics of the total cost fraction. Next is the rapid time movement of cargo. So there are different types of transportation to move cargo by either 18-wheelers, boats, cars, trains, or airplanes. Roads are more flexible, while rail is on you have a path and you have to stick with that path, and it goes from different locations around the United States or intercontinental. And that technology is a lot higher, and it's a higher grade of service for heavier cargoes or like coals and grains, or sometimes different liquids. Boat is your largest mode of transportation that can range from anything that either can fit inside of a container in a box, or break bulk, which is expensive. And that is one of the most expensive. Then you have the air industry for cargo movement, and that is the most expensive, and also it is the fastest mode of transportation. Diversity of cargo. So there are about 62.5 million tons of cargo that is transported by air alone. Goods like pharmaceuticals, livestock, electronics, mail is all traveled by air. The largest portion of cargo that is transported by air is pharmaceuticals, with about 13.4 billion tons of pharmaceuticals traveled around air. About 7.2% of perishable goods are transported to the United States by air. Tracking cargo is fast and expensive. There is one way to do it, and it's called the waybill. That is just a tracking device that is put into your container box or your your crate, and that will give you an accurate location of where it's at from an app that most suppliers have, and it shows you exactly where that cargo is, so it's not stolen or lost whenever it gets stolen, lost, or if you just want to know where your cargo is, like a tracking number. And that shows you where the goods are. Then you have intermodal networking. So it's almost just like how through modal. So going from boat, train, back to boat, or boat, car to truck, and vice versa. And it's really that's more in the maritime field but you can also do it through air, going from car, plane, back to car, or from however you want it, intermodal. And then you have the broad scope of geographic. This is the main strategy for most airline companies. They are trying to add more international flights so you can be more connected with people around the world. So we have the organization. We're now into the focus more on what Delta offers. So Delta's organizational analysis is divided up between 7 different sections, and that we'll be covering throughout the PowerPoint. So we have mission. Its mission statement, so that's its main strategy through vision and also its core values. Then we'll go to products and services. That's that's what their structure is and how they're going to run things. You have its leadership style, culture and its value and the values, and structure and their Delta strategy. So Delta's mission is: we, Delta employees, customers, and community, partner together to form a force for positive local and global change dedicated to bettering standards of living, the environment where we and our customers work and live. So this shows the company has a purpose. They focus on their customers and their employees of what to bring change into the environment that travel. They have a proactive, and this is a proactive industry identifying, and they want to continue to build relationships with their customers and their suppliers. Delta holds the highest standard of safety, customer service, ethics, and environmental protection. There is a supplier code of conduct that Delta has, and that's just to set standards between the behavior from client to its suppliers when Delta does business with them. So products and services. So Delta has quite a few services and products that it offers to not just its customers, but they are also suppliers to different services. So like they have airport services, cargo services, environmental services. They also offer maintenance services to different other airline companies, insurance services, mail services. So like your mailing cargo, marketing, and also their transportation, of course. And then they also sell all their old parts. So all the old engine parts that either are just outdated, or they just kind of like take those parts. If an engine no longer works because of a certain part, because it's outdated and they can't get that part, they'll sell the parts of that engine that still work. They also have beverage products that, like the Cokes that we drink on the aircraft. Equipment, food, ground GSE, which is your ground service equipment, simulators, supplies like just regular office supplies, technology. They'll offer their technology services, and also they'll issue uniforms to their employees. So the leadership style. This is a customer service focused leadership style. They are people driven. They want to take care of the people. The CEO, Ed Bastian, came into the company in 2008. His philosophy is: if you take care of your people, they will take care of the customers, whose business and loyalty allows you to reward the investors. Next, and then you have President Glenn Hastings. His role is marketing, networking, and revenue management, sales, customer service, engagement, and also their loyalty programs. Next is Gil West, who is the Executive VP and COO. He is in charge of all of operations. So the air customer service, cargo, corporate, safety, security, and compliance, connection, global, and all that. Next is your CFO, which is Paul Jacobson. He's in charge of all of Delta's finances. You have your HR representative, Joan Smith. She's the only female executive that Delta has at the moment, and she's in charge of all the HR services and their policies. You have your CLO, Peter Carlton, who's in charge of all the legal action that happens with Delta. Then you have your CCO, John Ned Walker. He is in charge of all the strategy, all of strategic advancements of internal and external communications. Then you have your CIO, Raul Smanton, and he is in charge of all of technology. So information that all of company's information that's broadcasted to the world, technology strategies, applications, cybersecurity, and infrastructure of their technology. Delta's culture, so they have a very positive culture. It is mixed between communal and networked, because Delta is a family and they do everything together, and you can network and work your way around and work in different sections and work of the how they regionalize all their planes. They are the #1 company to work for in 2017. They are a family, so that's why they are communal. Their goal is to be able, and they want to make a difference. They are a family. Employees are pleased with working at Delta. They receive all total compensations between pay, stock, and also full benefits. So the structure of Delta is a machine bureaucracy. So what that means is it was coined by Mitzenberg, and it is described as an organization that is highly skilled and specialized in workers. They tend to have a routine task and when connecting with producing, creating, and doing. The people that are mainly involved with this is the pilots, flight attendants, and the ground support. Those are the main people who drive this company and make this structure. The pros for this structure is that they have a strong executive team. It's basically a vertical integration of going from top tier down to bottom tier. There's domination in the industry. You have a great size and a strong customer base. The negatives for this industry is communication skills. It's hard to communicate from CEO down to your janitors. It's hard to communicate between all the different levels. Relationship between executives and employees are not the strongest. Turnover